Hello, this is TJ from Fat Boy's Garden with an update on my summer garden. We're going to start over here with the green peppers that are actually yellow peppers, and these things have just finally started sprouting some fruit, and it's just got all kinds of fruit in there, and those are actually going to be yellow bell peppers when they're all mature. I planted those on April the 7th. Today is July the 2nd, and we're finally getting some fruit on there. Over here is what we call a Cajun bell. It's not sweet, but it's not spicy, just has a little hint of spice to it. Looks like I planted that one the same day on April the 7th. And we're just now starting to get some red peppers on there. One there. We got one there. Then we got another one that's turning red there. So we're going, and that one's got quite a few fruit on it as well. Over here, because my wife has decided that she's going to be giving away to her co-workers some okra. So I went ahead and I planted, about 9 more okra plants, 8 more okra plants. Got some more okra in there, enough that she can have and still give away. And over here I planted some corn. I got a tree that fell on the top of my garden up there and kind of crushed my my corn plants. So I replanted some more corn. And then over here we've got some beans. I think this is probably about my 3rd planting of beans. And as you can see, I've got beans on that one already. And looks like we got some coming on that plant there. So we got, this is I think either my 3rd or 4th planting of beans. And then back here is some eggplant. I've got the Japanese eggplant, and I've also got the regular classic Black Beauty eggplant. And we have just been getting all kinds of eggplants. It's really been growing well. I've been really happy with the harvest this year. Looks like my first planting was on March the 30th, and I've gotten quite a few eggplant out of there. These are some radishes that I planted that I did not thin out, so I got what I expected. A lot of greenery, no fruit. These are the okra, my first set of okra that I planted, and these are actually starting to get some fruit on them. So we're going to be having some okra here real soon. Yeah, there's one right there. There's one right there, nice one there. It's coming in. And then over here is some more okra that I planted. And some kale. I planted this kale, but ain't did nothing else with it. As you can see, it's starting to turn yellow on me. That's because I haven't done anything with it. I planted it, and that was about it. I really need to go ahead and start harvesting that. But that's my bad. Over here is some crookneck squash that I grew from seed, and this time I decided to cage it, because before, as it grew, it just flopped over and most of them just fell off. I didn't get that much crookneck squash. Back here is like my 2nd planting of collard greens, because I do have a elderly lady. She's about 82 years old, and she asked me if I could plant her some collard greens, and I have, and I told her whatever I get, she owns. I don't mind growing it, but whatever comes up, you own. So that's the better looking crop. And then I had a planting right before that, and both of these are in the same area, but look at this. The bugs are just having a field day. So I'm gonna have to break a promise that I've had for the last 2 or 3 years of no pesticide. I'm gonna have to put some dipel dust on there now, because I don't want to grow it and let the bugs eat it. I'd rather grow it and eat it myself, or find somebody who will eat it. Now, one thing I do want to say that I have upgraded in my garden is I've done away with all of the sprinkler heads. So now everything is drip irrigation in here now. I'm not wasting water like I was before. The water's going right where I need for it to go. And I went online, I believe it was Drip Depot, and these micro sprayers were at Lowe's. I believe it was 4 of them for $3.50. I went online to Drip Depot and found these, which pretty much do the same thing, spray the water downward. These were 25 cents a piece. So I ordered about 40 of them. I got 20 of them in medium volume and 20 of them in low volume. The brown ones, I believe, are the low volume, and the black ones are the medium volume. But they spray water, and that's all I need for them to do. Something that I just did today, and you'll see why I did it. I planted another batch of tomatoes, but we'll talk about that in my tomato update. We're going to go up the hill up here and take a look at what's going on up here. There's the remnants of that tree that fell, a Chinaberry tree. That's about a third of what's left of it. I've been cutting it up and putting it in the trash can for the last week and again this week. So the garbage man will take it off without me having to pay extra for them to come out here and pick it up. So I just been cutting it up, putting it in the garbage can. But up here, we've got cucumbers. I was just about to dig up these cucumbers. As you can see, my first planting was on March the 28th, and we had another planting on April the 25th. And I was really not happy with the cucumbers, but they started producing. I haven't gotten a whole lot of cucumbers, but the few that I've gotten have been pretty good. I don't eat cucumbers, my wife does, and she loves them. So I've got one there, a couple more there, and I got one there that's ready to be picked. So she'll be happy when I tell her that there's 4 cucumbers up here that she can pick. And this one here is the one I'm still waiting on. This bed here had garlic in it and Yukon Gold potatoes. And I'm just ecstatic. It's finally dying off. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll see if I got myself a July surprise this year. Last year was a June surprise. So this year we're going to call it a July surprise. So hopefully we'll get some potatoes in there and some garlic. But we don't know which is which, because when the leaves started growing, they all looked alike. So we're going to be harvesting this bed probably within the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping. Over here is where I planted some zucchini. I wasn't going to plant any, and then I decided, you know what? I had those seeds. I've tried my hand at sprouting these seeds about 3 times, and they finally took off this time. So this bed here is going to be covered up with zucchini. And I decided to put it in this bed as opposed to putting it up there in the buckets, because I'm just trying something new. I'm going to see how well this grows in that bed like that, and hopefully I can control it a little bit better. And as you can see, even these beds up here are now on a drip system, as opposed to where I used to have the sprinkler heads in there, which I was watering the ground. Well, that's gonna pretty much, nope, I got one more bed down here I gotta go to. We're gonna skip past this bed here because that's another video. But we're gonna go on down, back down the hill here. I forgot about this bed over here, where I've got some onions and some basil and a couple of tomato plants. But I put in another tomato plant today, and I pulled up these onions here. I really didn't want to pull them up, but they were kind of sort of in the way. So I pulled up these red onions today, and there's a Vidalia onion there. The rest of them are red onions. And we're going to let them sit there and dry out over the next couple of days. But over here, I clipped some of this basil a couple weeks ago, and I cut down about 2/3 of these basil plants, and they have just really came back. So probably in the next couple of weeks we'll be clipping that some more so my wife can make some pesto. And here's some, I believe these are spring onions, I believe. But I thought those had died off, and they actually came back. And there's some more of the onions that I didn't pick there. Here's a couple of them there. And got a couple there and a couple there. My son planted these onions, and he wasn't uniform at all in the way that he planted them. He just put them in there. And so when I put in a new tomato plant today, I dug up those other onions. So we're gonna see I'm gonna leave those in the ground for as long as I can, and hopefully they'll continue to grow bigger. And that's gonna do it today for my garden update. Today is July the 2nd, and this is my summer going into fall garden. We'll see you next time.